Welcome back to Fantasy Dad Duo, where I volunteer to do the grocery shopping just to get 45 minutes apiece. I'm Jack, who's my co-host Jeff. How you doing tonight, Jeff?
What's up, guys? That's what I was just reading. Oh my god, I saw that and it made me laugh. That was good. Very good. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I,
So
I,
we
I picked up pizza tonight for dinner, and I went in, I ordered a beer, the pizza was ready. I took a couple sips at the counter, relaxed a little bit, got home. Oh, honey, the pizza wasn't ready tonight. I
yeah,
needed to
dust the
wait there for
shoulders
20
off.
minutes.
Dust the shoulders off a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of I'm not even gonna call it peace and quiet because it's really not even about the peace and quiet. It's about the you like just a little bit of a recharge, I guess is what I would call that. Because peace and quiet ain't shit. I'll get peace and quiet when I'm dead. It's just a little bit of recharge there. I get what you're saying. I understand it. And a little bit of recharge specifically because of what my daughter did tonight. I decided 15 minutes earlier was going to be a good idea, and she decided that that was wrong. 15 minutes earlier turned into an hour and 23 minutes later.
How dare you mess
So,
with the schedule, Jeff? How dare
yeah,
you?
how dare I? 15, I didn't realize 15 minutes was going to do that much, but whatever, I guess. We make mistakes and we try to come back from them. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah, you live and you learn. All right, let's get into episode 16. Yeah,
16.
16. We're going to be talking about the best backup running backs in the NFL. And then if we have time, we'll go into some tough draft day decisions. You know, fantasy draft season is upon us. So you really got to start figuring out where you stand. But Jeff, who do you think and do you want to talk about this as in the best fantasy handcuff or the most talented backups?
Um, I'll just say best fantasy. We'll just throw in best fantasy. That the guys that we think are going to get. Well, I won't even say the most amount of fantasy points. I'll just say the guys that we think are going to be the best RB2s for fantasy.
All right. So that's going to mess my list up a little bit because I was going talent wise, but that's all right. We'll roll with it.
I mean, I think who you have at number one is still probably going to end up staying at number one.
Who I have at number one, I think right now and that's Blake Corum. He is the most talented backup in the league right now, in my opinion, and he is the best fantasy backup in right now because not only does he have that high end like handcuff appeal where if Kyron goes down, he'll be probably a top
Yeah.
5 or 6 running back, fantasy running back, but he's also just like a stud whenever he's on the field. He really performed last year and Kyron performed. So they both gave you fantasy value.
Yeah, last year with those 746 yards and 6 touchdowns that he had, that's very good fantasy value. You can use that at the running back position. You can use that at the flex position. I would use it at either or. Corum's not my favorite, as I said the last time that we spoke about him. But what I will say that's positive towards him is that he's a very good fucking backup running back. Very good RB2. Could, just like you said, easily be an RB1 on the Rams. Not that it would be hard to be an RB1 on the Rams anyways, because they're just that good, but it's we've been waiting for this. When he came into the league, they said he's going to be the next big thing, and he wasn't. And everybody got scared because his draft stock skyrocketed his rookie season. After you hear McVay loves him, the coaches all around him loved him, the guys thought he was great in the locker room and on the field. So we thought that means good things for fantasy football. We were wrong. He was probably a pivotal character in the team on his rookie season. He very well could have been, whether it was on the field, just off the field, on the bench, in the locker room. He could have been great. He wasn't that great as far as fantasy numbers go. Last season, he shoved that right down our throats and proved to us that he could do it on both sides being fantasy-wise and not fantasy-wise. So do I think he's going to come back this year and run for 800 yards? Probably. Yeah, probably. While with a healthy Williams running over 1,100, also probably. One of the last videos that we put, not one of the last videos, one of the, we'll say like first 15 shorts that we put out there on TikTok, we got somebody who commented and was basically just like, he could be the RB1 as easily as Williams is. And I was like, So are we thinking over 1,000 for Williams and possibly over 1,000 for Corum? And he was like, yes, that's a very very big possibility for the Rams backfield. Do we think there's a chance that they could use them as community backs, or are they just going to stick to what they did last year?
There's been some chatter about splitting the load 50-50.
There was last year too, though.
Exactly. And I think it's hard to take Kyron off the field. Not that I think Kyron is like this elite running back. I think he just fits the system so well, and he
Yeah.
does so many things well that you have to play him. Like one big thing that Kyron does that Corum doesn't is he catches the ball. I mean, Corum has 15 receptions in the past 2 years combined. That's nothing. So he just isn't a threat out of the backfield, and that's why you got to play Kyron. So do I see the possibility where Corum could rush for 1,000 yards and Kyron could rush for 1,000 yards? Yes, but I tend to lean the Kyron side, and Kyron will dominate the touches and the receptions and the yards.
Yeah, I agree
And
with
then
that.
Corum will slide right back in there with 850 and 6, 850 and 8, which is totally playable. That's totally that's a great flex. And then he's got that high upside in case Kyron gets hurt.
I will completely agree with that. He's the ground boy. He's the ground boy. He's the run. He's the one that's sticking to working with his feet and just holding on to the ball. I think 1,000 yards is possible if he gets a couple. You can still be an RB2 and start like 4 games. So if he gets a couple of starts this year, he could get 1,000. I mean, 746 last year, 200 and change jump. I'm not going to argue with it. I won't say no. It's completely out of the picture, but it's gonna be tough because I think Kyron's also gonna have a fucking hell of a season. So I mean, if the Rams are the Rams and they do exactly what they do and they go for that huge playoff push, I think both of them will be quite important to fantasy teams this year. So that being said, I do think Corum is going to have a good year this year. Whether it's 800 or 1,000, we'll fucking find out.
And one of my favorite stats is if you take the last 6 games of the season, and that's including playoffs, if you take the last 6 games of the season, both Corum and Kyron were on pace for like 1,300 yards each. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. If they want to run the heck out of the ball, if they want to give them both 200 plus touches, they can do it.
I mean,
all right,
it probably won't happen because they have Puka and Devontae as well. So
a lot of mouths to feed. A lot of mouths to feed in that offense.
I mean, yeah, it's yeah.
The
All
next
right,
guy
number
on my
2,
list,
Jackie.
This is a Seahawks favorite. We both love him.
I mean, this is a Jeff favorite. Fuck.
This is a Jeff favorite big time. That's Zach Charbonnet, and I think there's a real chance he comes back and is the lead back. And
There was a
Jerry
rumor.
Rice.
Does that? Not to cut you off. Was that rumor that couldn't have been true? The rumor that you told me about the other day about there's the rumorville is that he could be back week 1. How in the fucking world is he gonna be back? If he's back week 1, by all means, I'll fucking salute you. That's amazing. You're a mutant. Join the X-Men. How? I don't see it happening. I don't think it's a thing.
I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. I mean, he got hurt in the playoffs, I think, and major injury. So it would be incredible. And Zach Charbonnet, when he's on the field, when he's back on the field this year, whenever that may be, I hope they just bring him back on 100% because the guy is a beast. I mean, if you take the last 2 seasons combined, he's rushed for 20 touchdowns. There's only 9 running backs in the NFL who are better than that. And he's a backup.
So 2 years ago, I fucking loved him. He only had like 500 and change yards. He had those 8 touchdowns. I loved him. I was like, fuck, dude. He is a great flex. He was clutch for me. He did some things very well. And I was like, but there's no way he's going to get more than 8 touchdowns the year after this. There's no way. There's no way. Going into the season, I wasn't even really thinking about him. And then about 4 games into the year last year, I was like, this guy's a fucking touchdown stealer. I need to fucking snag him. If he's getting, he was literally taking Kenneth Walker's touchdowns. He was just taking them. And the coaches were like, do your thing, bro. So I was like, just being the guy that I am. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to fucking do the deep dive. I'm not going to look at the stats that I should probably look at. I'm going to fucking trade a first round pick for the guy. And he brought me all the way to the championship. So I can't say that he didn't bring me all the way to the championship because I think he did. He did. He got hurt after. He got hurt after our championship.
Yeah.
Played like dog
He got
shit
hurt
for
in
me the day of the
playoffs.
championship. Yeah, my team for the championship game last year in our fucking dynasty league played like dog shit. But
He was actually your best player by far in the championship game.
I mean, he was. I
Just
think he was my
the
best
rest of your
player.
team should.
He was my best player by far throughout the entire playoffs. I think he's a dog when it comes to fucking fantasy points. He will. I'm not going to say do it all because he doesn't catch the ball, but he will do it all when it comes to feet on the ground. Huh?
He catches the ball.
Catches the ball. Last year, he had 24 targets all year last year.
Yeah, 42 the year before. 42 receptions here.
So he went from 52 targets. He went from 40 to 52 to 24 targets. I will not say he is someone that catches the ball.
Jeff, that's damn good for a backup running back.
42 out of 52 is damn good for a backup running back. 20 out of 24. Yeah. 20 out of 24. All right, you can.
That's a little light. I'll give you that. That's a little light.
But either way, I will say that on the ground with his feet and the way that he just fucking runs through people, I'm a Zach Charbonnet fan. I can't get enough of him. When he comes back, will he be the RB1? Most likely, unless our boy Price comes out and says, I'm tired of being a fucking backup, and he shows what he's there to do. So,
yeah,
but that doesn't mean that Charbonnet can't also be a touchdown stealer again to Price. So he's a red zone threat. He really is. He's a fucking red zone threat. He had 730 yards last year, 184 attempts with 12 touchdowns. I mean, he had no receiving touchdowns last year, but he's a fucking threat. He's a fucking threat.
So Zach Charbonnet, Jeff, has got to be up there for your like favorite backup running backs of all time.
Zach Charbonnet is up there for my favorite running backs in the league. Overall.
Wow. No, but I'm talking about all-time backups. He's got to be up there.
Oh, all-time backups. He's probably number 2.
Behind?
I mean, dude, he's a nobody now, but he's on the Commanders now.
You talking about Eckler?
No, Rachaad White.
Oh, Rachaad White. All right. Rachaad White might be the starter.
He might be the starter, and that Rachaad White was off of 2 seasons back to back that he just fucking took off for me in fantasy and proved that he was a somebody. He has since fallen off a bit, but we'll see what happens on the Commanders. Also, Eckler's out. He's unemployed right now.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. He had that knee injury last year. They didn't resign him. Guy could probably still play if he wants to, but
I mean, there's a couple of teams that would probably take him for the third option. To be honest, Dobbins is still in the league. Why can't Eckler be in the league?
Yeah, hey, true. Let's go on to the next guy. I'm just going to keep going down my list. I'll just give a caveat for this guy, and that's Tyler Algier. I think if you're good enough to steal touches from Bijan Robinson, you've got to just be a dog. I mean, Tyler Algier is just like such a thumper, such a good short yardage back, great pass protector, and if he's good enough to steal touches from Bijan Robinson, guess what? He's good enough to steal touches from Jeremiah Love. So I like to see his.
He didn't just steal touches last year. Look at how many touchdowns he had.
Yeah, not just touches, touchdowns. He had 8 touchdowns last year. He had 143 touches. I mean, that's no joke. That's a lot of touches for a guy behind Bijan Robinson.
It's a pretty solid RB2, man.
And they were able to put him in different packages where him and Bijan were on the field at the same time. So the guy is versatile. He's a hell of a back. He's a short yardage guy that you have to account for. You have to stack the box. And it's a shame he's on the Cardinals. I wish that he got an opportunity to be a true lead back, but it looks like once again he's going to be one of the best backups in the league.
All right, so him being on the Cardinals, I have him at the bottom. I only did 8 guys. I have him at 7 out of my 8. The reason why I have him at 7 is because of the trade, and you never know how good they're going to do on a new team, and blah 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 blah. Jeff, you're a fucking idiot. We all know about it. I do think he could do particularly well because the guy that's going to be starting ahead of him is a rookie.
True. So he could come out of the gate hot.
So he could come out of the gate hot, but let's say that Love comes out and is a fucking dog and runs for 3 100-yard games in a row. He's still going to need a rest. The guy behind him to get a rest can do something with the ball every single time he gets the ball in his hands. He's had 1,000-yard season before. He knows what it feels like, and he knows how it is to just take that ball and fucking move with it. I see him doing pretty well. The last 3 years of his career, I won't even talk about the 1,000-yard season that he had. The last 3 years in a row, he went 683, 644, and 514. 2 of those years are behind Bijan, correct? Or is it 3?
3 of them.
3. All 3 of them behind Bijan. 683, 644, and 514. With 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, and 8 touchdowns. That's no joke behind the top-tier back. The number 1 top-tier back, Bijan Robinson. Yep. Arguable because of Jahmyr Gibbs. Either way, he is the number 1 top-tier back in most people's minds right now. Algier was behind him, and he still had over fucking 500 rushing yards 3 years in a row. Great. It's great. Behind Love, could he have more? That's the question. Is it a hot take that he's going to do more, that he's going to do something that nobody's expecting? You don't know.
If the Cardinals come out and they look like a decent offense, which is possible, by the way, because they have, I'm all blurry. I don't know what happened to me.
Yeah, it's coming in. It's in and out. You're all right. Keep going.
It'll fix it. It'll fix itself. So the Cardinals might be a good offense this year. They have 2 question marks at wide receiver, but could be talented guys with Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson. They got probably the second best tight end in the league in Trey McBride. They have Jeremiah Love. They got Tyler Algier, and who knows what they're going to do at quarterback, right? Jacoby Brissett, Carson Beck. But if they put together a competent offense, which is possible with all those weapons, Tyler Algier and Jeremiah Love might be one of the best running back duos in the NFL.
This season, or you mean like ever? Hey, there he is.
There I am. No, not ever.
Yeah, I was going to say, you mean this year. You're literally speaking in just this season.
Just this season. They could be one of the best running back duos in the league.
All right,
you can't compare them all time. You're all time you're talking LaDainian Tomlinson and Michael Turner and Darren Sproles.
Forgive me, for I have sinned. So speaking of the Cardinals offense, the one thing that fucking pisses me off is that I'm sick and tired of listening to people say, and this is because of somebody that made a comment, do you even play fantasy football? It's okay. I almost got Jeff mad, but I didn't. I let it go. The thing that fucking pisses me off the most about that, though, is just because your fucking quarterback can throw the ball 50 times in a game in numerous games in a season, that does not fucking mean that what he throws is going to be good for the fucking receivers or the running backs or the tight ends, whatever it may be. You can have one great fucking game that puts you at the top of the list that just so happens to put you in the fucking Hall of Fame with a record. He's not a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he's in the Hall of Fame with a fucking record for what he did last year with the Cardinals. That's fucking fantastic.
Is literally in the Hall of Fame for everyone listening, by the way. He's in the Hall of Fame. What is it for most passes completed in a game? Is that what it is?
It was like 47 for something. No, 50 for 47 for 50. Something fucking wild.
47, yeah, it's something crazy.
Something fucking wild. But his yardage looked like shit compared to how many times he threw the ball. His touchdowns, it was 2 for how many times he threw the ball. I'm just baffled that somebody can throw the ball. Somebody like Matt Flynn can throw for like 5 touchdowns in a game that he randomly started. Matt Flynn throwback. There you go, Shawnee. The fucking random guy like Matt Flynn can fucking, we're going off topic here, but a random guy like Matt Flynn can throw the ball, whatever he threw it for, 30, 35 times, and he threw like 5 fucking touchdowns in one game. Then he becomes the starter the year after that, and fucking Jacoby Brissett makes it to the fucking, he's in the Hall of Fame, not in the Hall of Fame, but he's in the Hall of Fame because of a fucking record that he did on the Cardinals last year. Give me a fucking break.
Let's talk about Matt Flynn for a second. That guy threw that 5 touchdown game. That was week 17 of the NFL season with the Packers. Packers, I think, had 16 wins that season. They go in, Sean, I know you're going to fact check me on this one.
16 wins. I think they were probably 13-3. I'll give him 13-3. I'm not going to check it, but
I'll look it up. Matt Flynn throws that 6 touchdown game. Packers go on. I think they lose in the first round. Aaron Rodgers, big choke job that year. Matt Flynn signs a big contract with the Seahawks. That's the year they draft Russell Wilson in the 4th round. He comes in and beats out Matt Flynn for the job. So Matt Flynn never even got the starting job off of that game.
Jesus. Hey, if he made out like a dog, he made out like a dog, though.
Yeah, he got that money.
He got his fucking money.
Seahawks made out good too because they won the Super Bowl the next year. What were we talking about? Oh, Jacoby Brissett. Look,
the Cards offense.
If you throw the ball 50 times a game, your fantasy offense is going to look good. That's all there is to it. Even if you complete 25 passes, 25 passes for 250 yards, that's going to look good in a half-point PPR fantasy league. It's just going to, because it's like somebody's going to catch 10 balls, somebody's going to catch 8, somebody's going to catch 6, and they're all going to have 80 yards. You know what I mean? It's going to look good. I would be shocked if the Cardinals throw the ball 50 times a game. There's just no way. That
Green Bay
was 15-1. 15-1. Hey.
15-1. Yeah, 15-1.
I was adding the extra game, so I was on it. I just got the number of games wrong.
And they beat the Lions, where Matt Stafford had 5 touchdowns and 520 yards to Flynn's 480 and 6.
Wow. That's exciting.
What a fucking game. Holy shit.
That's a classic Matt Stafford Lions game.
That's a classic fucking Lions Packers fucking matchup. That's holy fucking shit. Love it.
Oh yeah. All right, let's move on to the next guy.
Next guy, Kyle Monangai. Talk to me.
I'm gonna keep this one brief because I'm not sure how good he is. He really performed last year when he got the opportunity. When they gave him like 20 carries a game, he was running for 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, he showed up.
And then when they weren't giving him 20 touches a game, they were giving him like 5, and he looked like just another guy. So I don't know if he's just one of those guys who, like, the more he gets the ball, the better he plays, like a bruiser. What do you think about that?
All right, so the one thing that I will say about Monangai is last season in my wife's fantasy football league, she's the commissioner. One of her friends told me that she had, I have the best running backs in the entire league this year. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, I have Bijan Robinson. And I'm like, all right. Rico Dowdle. And I'm like, all right. And Kyle Monangai. And I'm like, I don't know.
Did she go to Rutgers?
I literally was like, I don't know what to say about this. But I was like, all right, that's fantastic. Trade me Bijan Robinson since you wanted to let him go in like week 4. But besides that, I'm a Swift guy. I won't say anything bad about him because he will sneakily get 1,200 yards in a season with like 7 touchdowns and nobody will say anything about it. But then Kyle Monangai will get like 20, 25 carries like 4 games in a row and get 783 yards with 5 touchdowns, and he's like the next big thing in fantasy sports. He's a great flex. I wouldn't use him at running back. I'd stick to him at flex. Most of these guys I would stick to at flex, except for Corum. Corum I would use as an RB on your, if whether you have 2 or 3 RBs in your fucking fantasy league. I would use Corum there as an RB, as just an overall RB2 for what those droids will do fine. I would use him as an overall RB2. Kyle Monangai I would use as a flex. I think he's a great flex, but I don't think he's the guy that you can count on as an RB2 week in and week out. Last season, yeah, they showed that you could count on him, but will he keep up at least the min amount of touches that he had last year, this year? That's what you have to hope for in things like this.
Here's what I'll say.
169, by the way, 169.
Yeah, which is a lot of, that's a lot of carries for backup. Here's what I'll say about, I'll combine Kyle Monangai and RJ Harvey, which is our next guy on the list. I would feel much more confident starting RJ Harvey in my flex all year than Kyle Monangai, because Kyle Monangai almost needs an injury to be really good. RJ Harvey could stay the backup to J.K. Dobbins / Jonah Coleman.
Just as a side note, the big difference between them is RJ Harvey is 2 sides of the fucking ball.
Yeah, he catches the ball. If you take away all of RJ Harvey's running,
he's going to get over
a ton of balls.
Yeah, he's going to get over 10 touchdowns this season, next season, and possibly the season after if he stays healthy. He is a very good RB2 running back. And like you said, whether he's behind Dobbins, and which that running back room is really weird. The levels on that are going to those first 5 games of the season are going to be fucking wild in that backfield. All fantasy football aside, everybody should pay attention to the Broncos backfield in the first 5 games of the season. It is going to be a movie on how they use the 3 of those guys. Coleman's going to be the guy that gets the least amount of looks, but when he proves himself, which I think is going to be early, and if I'm wrong, I'll eat my boot. But I just think that it is going to be a movie as good as Draft Day, watching that fucking Broncos backfield this coming season in the first 5 to 6 games of the season. Because there's talent there all over the fucking place. If you ask Jay is going to say, Dobbins is going to be the number 1. He's going to get 1,200 yards this season. Trade me Bijan somebody. Other than that, I think Dobbins is going to fall out, and I think it's going to be between Coleman and Harvey, and the young guys are going to take over. And you love to see that. I would love to see that. Dobbins has had his time. He's proven that he's a great fucking RB1, can be a great RB1. Now he needs to prove that he can be a great veteran backup to these guys and boost them up a little bit, while also proving that the Broncos still have a great backfield with their RB1, RB2, and RB3, whatever order it's in. I'm just very excited to see it. And it doesn't really matter to me what ends up happening, because Harvey's going to get all those fucking catches. No matter what ends up happening, whoever the RB1 ends up being, he's going to get all those fucking catches. He proved it at the end of last year.
If somebody could figure out this backfield, give me a call and let me know.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I don't know. And I hate it, because I actually just really love the talent of all 3 of these backs. J.K. Dobbins is a hell of a back, and he actually had a press conference where he said he's going to be the number 1 running back in the NFL. So I don't think he's going to be a veteran backup.
What was he last year?
What?
What was he last year? RB what?
Oh, when he was healthy, he was an RB1.
I want to know the overall.
Oh,
overall on the season, he was RB what at the end of the year?
So he's a hell of a talent. He finished as RB25.
I rest my case.
But
I'm gonna rest my case. But this is the thing. That's That's
his thing. Yeah, that's his thing.
It's a fantasy football podcast. We're talking about a guy that has spurts that are of high elite quality spurts. He did the same thing when he was with the Ravens. I get it. He's a great running back when he's healthy. We hold fucking grudges. If you're out, you come back, you're a dinosaur, you're dead to me. I'm sorry. That's just the way that it has to be sometimes. Gus the Bus, I had to fucking let him go. He was out. He got hurt with that AC. It was an ACL, right? I'm not sounding like a fucking idiot on that. He was out. He came back. He got hurt with that ACL injury in the fucking preseason. He was out the whole fucking year. That's it. You're dead to me. You come back, you're a fucking dinosaur. I don't care if you're 23, 24, 25, whatever it may be, especially in the running back position. You can have as many spurts as you want that are fucking amazing, top tier, elite, 200, 3 games in a row. I don't care. If you get hurt and you continuously get hurt and it's near or close to the same injury over and over again, I'm sorry, man. You're not on my list.
Running back especially.
And it's scary because being a running back guy, running backs are my guys. I fucking love them. So would I love to take a healthy Dobbins that does great? Of course. I just can't because he's fucking dead to me. He's a dinosaur.
Great call out with Gus the Bus. Gus the Bus, one of the better backups all time. Also, if we're talking all time backup.
There's only a couple people. There's only a couple running backs, a couple players in the league that'll get me to scream their name during a fantasy football draft. When we're in the 20s, we were in the 20 something round. Everybody was.
Jeff was dead to the world, so hungover, laying on his back.
Oh my god, dude!
Busted off of the couch, screaming Gus the Bus at the top of his lungs, late in the fantasy draft. We're talking like 3 hours into the fantasy draft.
Oh yeah, we were deep into that fucking fantasy draft. But that's the kind of fucking fuel that you need. There's those guys that get you going, and those guys that get you going, when they get hurt and they come back, they're a dinosaur. They're dead to me. I don't know what you want me to do.
All right, next we got Ramondre and Travion Henderson. Who's the backup, Jeff?
I'm gonna say Stevenson is probably the running back because I think Henderson might actually be the real deal.
The only reason I'm gonna say Ramondre is ADP has Henderson going like rounds ahead of him. So the fantasy football community thinks that Trevion's the starting running back. So that's what I'll say just for this conversation.
Yeah, I'd stick with that.
I think Ramondre probably gets 150 carries again, which is a lot.
I would stick with that. I would probably stick with that. What I will say is that he can also catch the ball. The only problem is, will he be able to hold on to it?
I want to see his fumbling problem.
His fumbling problem.
I would be shocked if Trevion doesn't steal more of that receiving work. I mean, come on. The guy is like lightning in a bottle. The guy is like, he's one of those like cars that you pull back. He's like a slingshot. You got to get him on the field more. I mean, Ramondre is great and all. He's a good blocker. He's a good between the tackles runner. He's a good vet. Get the electric work play, young running back out there.
I mean, I'm a Travion Henderson guy, and I hate to admit that because he's a Pat, but Henderson, I think he could very well be the real deal, and I think he proved it last year in realizing that he needed to put certain situations on his back during the regular season, which he excelled at. So I mean, he's a good running back. I don't think Stevenson is a bad running back. I just think he has a bad problem. And being a Giants fan, I've seen that bad problem over and over and over again. We have a guy on our team right now that's probably going to be the RB2 that also has that bad problem. So, it's just
that problem.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a terrible problem to have as a running back. Also, somebody that looked like they had so much promise in them. But yeah, so I'd have to say we're talking about Stevenson there as the RB2, and Will he be a good RB2? He could be a touchdown stealer. But do you want to use a guy that has a fumbling problem in the red zone? And I'm not just saying touchdown stealers have to be used in the red zone. I'm just saying that last year when they used him, it was more often in the red zone.
Yeah, they love to use him between the tackles. I mean, and that's how a lot of touchdowns are scored, right? They like to just thump it in. They don't like to risk running it outside and losing yards. Will he steal some touchdowns? Absolutely. I think Trevion, at his current cost, I think he's going in like the fourth, fifth round, is way too high. Just because of the risk that Ramondre keeps his
Say that to a
current role.
Patriots fan's face.
Yeah, come on over. I'll say it to your face. Bring it on. They'll call me an idiot, but whatever.
That's
I'm
like
usually
saying,
right. I'm usually right, and they're usually wrong.
Drake May is not going to be he's going before Jackson Dart in this year's fantasy draft. All right, calm the fuck down, dude.
You heard it here first. We're the podcast that hates Drake May and hates Trevion Henderson. The next guy.
You can say that. You're in Portugal. I can't say that. You don't know where I am.
Yeah, I'm 1,200 miles away from anybody who watches football. So next on the list is Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell had like a weird late career breakout where he caught 70 passes for almost 500 yards.
Last year was wild with him. Oh my God.
And now he's on the Bucs. Do you think he could actually steal work from Bucky Irving?
No. Especially they just started wearing pads in practice, and Bucky Irving looks like a fucking dog. Not a shot in hell. Not a shot in hell. Now, that being said, last year on Pittsburgh, 114 attempts at rushing, 537 yards, 5 touchdowns. Good for an RB2. Very nice.
And those receptions.
85 targets, 73 receptions with 486 yards and 3 touchdowns. Very good. That's over that's over 1,000. That's over 1,000 all-purpose yards.
I'm pretty sure that Kenny Gainwell was an RB1.
Over 1,000 fucking all-purpose yards with 8 touchdowns. Do I think he's going to do the same thing with Irving? No, because I think Irving has he's got his feet sunk in there in fucking Tampa. I don't think the coaching staff, I don't think the front office, I don't think the ownership, I don't think anybody is going to push any more attention to anyone else more than they need to. Now, that being said, Irving likes to get hurt. He doesn't like to. He just does. So will Gainwell be able to capitalize where White did not last year, which was one of that team's problems? Now, since this is a fantasy football podcast, what I will say is if Gainwell comes back and is the fantasy hound that he was last year, Tampa Bay will do much better than they did last year, just regular football-wise, just speaking as a regular football fan. Tampa Bay will do better with a fucking RB2 that actually produces and capitalizes when he needs to when his RB1 is hurt.
People forget that Kenny Gainwell outscored Ashton Jeanty in fantasy last year.
Is that what you were just looking up while I was going on a rant?
Yeah, it was. Here's the main thing worth talking about in this Tampa backfield. If Kenny Gainwell steals that receiving work from Bucky Irving,
yep,
is Bucky worth drafting? Because that is one of the major draws to Bucky.
Well, are you saying steal it outright, or are you saying steal it when he gets hurt? Because if Bucky Irving gets hurt, it'll be
if they're both healthy and Kenny Gainwell becomes the receiving back on that team.
You're saying outright.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I mean, I'm not a crystal ball or anything. You can't rub my bald head and figure out you can't rub my bald head and figure out what the future is, but I do. The future is bright for that backfield, but I don't see him taking. I just don't see him taking that much time. I don't from Irving. I don't.
There's a little bit of like thought in my head that the only reason that Kenny Gainwell was so good is that Aaron Rodgers was old and just threw the ball to the closest guy to him, which was Kenny Gainwell. You know what I mean? It's like there's a little bit of thought that it's just like, is he good, or did Aaron Rodgers just throw the ball to him a million times
Well,
because he
do we
was
think if we were to take a poll with 1 million people, do you think people would think that Warren or Gainwell is the better running back?
I think Warren would get 90% of the votes.
So then how the fuck did Gainwell do so well last year?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
That's
Like Aaron
yeah, that's
Rodgers might have just loved him. Here's another thing. Aaron Rodgers threw the ball to Alan Lazard so many times, and the second Alan Lazard got separated from Aaron Rodgers, he was bad at football. No offense, Alan. I know you're probably not listening, but let's be real. Aaron Rodgers was very helpful for your career. So could it just be a trust thing where Aaron Rodgers is like, I trust Kenny Gainwell, I'm going to throw him the ball whenever. It might have been.
I mean, I won't argue with you. I think Aaron Rodgers is a smart enough quarterback to know that when you start throwing to somebody and you feel a little there's a little connection between you guys when you're throwing to him on the field, you continue to build on what that is, I guess. I mean,
All I know is
I don't know the
Flynn
recipe. I'm over here burping into a mic, so
Matt Flynn would have never checked out. The superior quarterback, Matt Flynn. All right, Jeff. I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk about one more guy. Why don't you pick him out and talk about him, and then we'll move on to some of these hard hitting draft day questions.
I'm gonna pick him out, but before I pick my one guy out, and you already know who the fuck it's gonna be. I just want to say that number 6 on my list of 8, I had Kamara. And the reason why I put Kamara in there is because who the fuck is better than Kamara when he's in his prime? You want to talk about a two-way back. Our boy's a two-way back when he's in his fucking prime. He was a dog. He could fucking rung the ball. He could run the ball. He could juke you out. He could catch the ball. He would fucking get all those yards after the catch. Fan-fucking-tastic running back. He deserves the respect, the fantasy respect of all of us saying, Kamara, you were on that top 10 RB2 list, even though you're an old man and you won't do shit. That's besides the point. He could still fucking do something. Hey, he's still on the Saints. He's still got the juice. That's all I'm saying. But the guy that I will pick out, the guy that I'm going to pick out, he's on both of our lists. He's way higher on mine than he is on yours. We talked about him last week. We talked about him at the beginning of the season for the rookie draft for the NFL. We talked about him during a dynasty draft that we were taking care of. Fucking Emmett Johnson. Can't get enough of him. I feel comfortable calling him a Nebraska great because of that senior year. Technically, it was his junior year, but his 4th year there that he had 1,451 yards with 251 touches and 12 touchdowns with 46 receptions, 370 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. He's on the Chiefs.
It's a great landing spot.
Great landing spot. He's
right behind an injury-prone running back.
And he's right behind Kenneth Walker. Now, that being said, the number one thing that Kenneth Walker is used to for the last 2 years is an RB2 that becomes a touchdown stealer. Now, I'm not saying that Emmett Johnson is going to have 400 to 600 rushing yards, but 8 to 10 touchdowns this year. That's not at all what I'm saying. But he's going to have 500 yards and 10 touchdowns on the season this year. Put it to it. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my boot. I'm just saying in general, he is a, and we say this about a lot of players. whether it's on the defensive side because we're doing IDP, whether they're a receiver, whether they're a running back, or whether they're a quarterback, tight end, whoever it may be. Fuck kickers, we don't use those. He is a dog. He is a dog, and he's going to fucking play as hard as he fucking can to get what he needs to. 1,451 yards and 251 attempts. That is great in college. That is fucking top tier in college football. That's great. Big Ten football. Love it. Love to see him fucking playing that well. When you come to the big leagues and you're on a team that always has a fucking target on their back, the Chiefs always have a target on their back because they have one of the great quarterbacks that's out there making it look like it's the fucking easiest thing, making it look like he's riding a bike with his eyes closed, and he's still fucking getting to Super Bowls and winning Super Bowls. As he's not even 30 yet. Is he 30 yet? He's got to be 30.
Yeah, he's 30, but I think he is 30. So I think he turns 31 late this season.
So I rest my case. So here we are. He's on a team that's got a quarterback that's fucking he's just feeling what it's like to hit the big 3-0. And he's already won plural Super Bowls. So when you've got a target on your back, and Travis Kelce has a target on his back too, because he's the older veteran tight end that still plays like the younger fucking piss and vinegar fucking tight end. Like he's just fucking they're a very good duo together.
Where do you have Mahomes on your all-time list?
All-time list for quarterbacks? I don't want to say top 5 because I don't like the Pat Mahomes drag your feet era of football. He's right outside. If he's not, if I actually sat down and thought about it, if he wasn't in the top 5, he'd be right the fuck outside of it. He would be.
Okay, we got Tom. We got Montana.
Correct.
Peyton
over Breeze?
I would say definitely Peyton. Breeze only has one Super Bowl. But I mean, Breeze is one of the most prolific passers of all time. I mean,
so then if you're not going to put Breeze in your top 5?
No. Aaron Rodgers?
How many Super Bowls does Aaron Rodgers have?
Just the one.
So why the fuck is Breeze not in your top 5, but Rodgers is?
Because Aaron Rodgers is better than Drew Brees.
But Drew Brees was one of the most prolific passers of all time. These are just the words you're fucking using. That's all I'm saying.
But Aaron Rodgers is better. He's just a better thrower of the football. Aaron Rodgers does.
Then why didn't he win more than one Super Bowl?
That's a good question. That's why I have him below Montana and probably below Aikman, because Aikman has 3, even though he had a short career and didn't throw for crazy amounts of yards. So Aikman, do you have Aikman above him? Mahomes?
I would have thrown Aikman at 4, and I probably would have put Breeze at 5.
And Aaron Rodgers outside of your top 5?
Outside of my top 5. Sorry, Sean.
And how about
sorry, Chris, too. Fuck, both of them. Swaz and Sean. I apologize all around on that.
How about Marino?
So here's the problem with being a Dolphins fan. Oh, fuck. All right. So I'll take Breeze out and I'll put Dan. I forgot it. I'll be honest. I forgot about Dan Marino. That was a fucking dumb mistake on my part.
There's so many Super Bowls Dan Marino has.
Well, that's because he's on the Dolphins. This is what I was going to say. And you oh, Jesus Christ. You have arguably got one of the all-time greatest quarterbacks on your team for 10 plus seasons. And you can't win a fucking Super Bowl with him. Now, that being said, there's a lot of reasons why a team doesn't win a Super Bowl. It's not just Dan Marino's fault. But in the eyes of a lot of fucking fans, it's all Dan Marino's fault. I don't know if Jim Carrey would feel the same way, but.
For the record, great Ace Ventura reference. For the record, I got Brady, Mahomes, Montana, Peyton, Rodgers.
You have Mahomes before Montana?
I do.
Why?
He could still screw it up if his career drops
He
off.
already fucking screwed it up.
No, he didn't screw anything up.
He lost the Super Bowl.
So what? He has 3.
But he lost one.
Does making it to the Super Bowl and losing a Super Bowl, does that hurt you more than not making a Super Bowl?
I would say yes.
Why?
Because if you didn't get to the Super Bowl, then you don't belong in the top 5. Unless you're Dan Marino. Oh shit. That's an argument. See, this whole podcast just changed because the argument for what the top 5 all-time quarterbacks could be. You can ask 5 guys that are all in the same fucking room, and each one of them is going to have 2 different names on that fucking list. For the top 5 only.
100%.
Only the top 5.
100%.
Only the top 5.
I think Tom Brady, Joe Montana, and Patrick Mahomes should be in everybody's top 5. You know, Tom Brady, Patrick, and Joe Montana should be in everybody's top 5. The other 3, I'll hear an argument for, because you could put Stafford in there if you want to put Stafford above Aaron Rodgers. I'm fine with it.
I mean, I
don't agree, but I'm fine with it.
There's a lot of guys that are going to put Peyton in there too, because when Peyton had like a fucking 8-year span where he was fucking lights out, but he only won 2 Super Bowls. So then, but you're like, oh, he only won 2 Super Bowls, but then you're like, yeah, Pat Mahomes is nowhere near as old as he was when he retired, and he's already got 3. So, but then if you're talking about Super Bowls and playoffs, if you're talking about the playoffs, why wouldn't you throw Eli Manning in there? But you wouldn't, because he's Eli Manning. That's why you wouldn't throw him in there. So it's like, I don't know. It confuses me. It makes me nervous, and I burp when I'm nervous. So we're
also, for the record, I'll say one of the most disrespected quarterbacks in NFL history is Terry Bradshaw.
Dude.
And look, he had one of the best defenses of all time. We get it.
Dude,
his defense won a lot of championships.
Oh my God.
But he still won 4.
His defense was like corn. It's got the juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Got the corn juice? What are you talking about? And
you never heard that? You never saw that video?
The last thing I'll say about Terry Bradshaw is look up the highlight film of Terry Bradshaw. He is so fun to watch.
Did he have 2? Did he have 2 in a row or 3 in a row?
Man, I'd have to look back. I think only 2.
I think it was only 2 as well. But I think he's got 4 overall? 3?
Yeah, he's got
4.
Tom Brady has 7. Montana has 4. Terry Bradshaw has 4. And that's it.
I mean,
those are the 3.
Yeah, those are the top 3 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes has 3. Aikman has 3. And then everybody else is 2 and under. Oh, I lied. Earl Morrall has 3. I have no idea who that is. But he's in my top 5 now.
I don't even know what you just said. Earl Morrall?
Yeah. Let's give him a Google.
Are we too young? People are gonna fucking tag us in this and be like, you guys are fucking idiots.
He played. Jesus Christ. You know it's bad when there's black and white pictures of him.
56 to 76. He played 21 seasons. Famed as one of the greatest backup quarterbacks in football history. He won an NFL MVP in 1968 for the Baltimore Colts, and famously stepped in for injured Bob Greasy to lead the Miami Dolphins through the regular season of their 1972 undefeated perfect season. So if he's doing all that shit, fucking see, this is where the argument goes off. That argument for the top 5 could go in so many fucking directions after those top 2. Go in so many times. 3 to 8. You're gonna look at them and be like, "Holy fuck, they all deserve to be in the top 5."
Yeah, it definitely gets muddled after those top 2. Okay, let's go to some hard draft day decisions. This is really where your team is built. Let's talk Bijan versus Gibbs. Who are you taking?
Bijan versus Gibbs. Just overall.
Yeah, who are you drafting? You have the 101. Are you taking Bijan or Gibbs?
Fuck. 101 Bijan or Gibbs. Because I had don't do this. See, this is a no. This is where this stuff goes off rails because I have the 101 in our league. And now you're gonna be like, oh, this is how the draft day is gonna go. No,
Well, I'm
some
not
shit's gonna
holding it
go
to
on that
you. I'm not
causes
holding you to it.
some shit is gonna go on that causes fucking chaos on our draft day, and it's not gonna be me for once. False. It's gonna be me again. Normally I would have to say Bijan, but in that special case that you're trying to cause some sort of chaos for the guy that picks after you that thinks he wants Jamar Chase, you would go Gibbs just to fuck the third guy after him, and then make everybody get all fucked up afterwards because it's. I think the right answer would probably be Bijan, but I mean, in this instance, because I'm a Gibbs guy, you could fucking go either way. You really could.
You know, there would be absolutely no question of who to draft if Bijan were on a better team.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think he's just such a prototypical back. You could write him in for 300 carries and 100 targets. And with Tua being the quarterback, I think that 100 targets could literally be like 150. I
Penix is
think
out.
Tua,
Is Penix out on your list? He's out. Done. QB2.
it's going to be a question all year. I think Tua starts as the QB1, and if you check the ball down to Bijan 10 times a game, which is what 150 targets would be, you're going to win some games because Bijan really
Oh
is
yeah.
that good.
Yep. I
So
agree.
if he catches 100 balls, he's going to have over 1,000 yards receiving. If he has 300 carries, he's going to have 1,500 yards rushing. That's going to be a good offense. It's just like if you run it through Bijan, you're going to score points. So, and their defense is going to be trapped also. So they're going to have to play catch up.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I probably lean Bijan by a little bit, but then Gibbs is probably going to score 5 to 8 more touchdowns than Bijan. So you could go either way.
Yeah, you're stuck. You're stuck in between a fucking rock and a hard place. It's a what is
You're
it?
not stuck anywhere. You can't make a mistake, is what it
No,
is. You
yeah,
really
it's like the immovable object to the unstoppable force. Like come on, like it, and this is redraft and dynasty. It's both the exact same thing. It's like neck and fucking neck. So there, you can't go wrong. The fact that you even asked that question makes you a fucking like diabolical.
They're both 23, or they're both turning 24 this year. They both got big contracts.
I will say
They're
this though. I'll say this, and it's only because you fucking wrote it down, and I fucking love that you even wrote this down. No more Montgomery. Gibbs has fucking Pacheco. So you know as well as I do, that means Gibbs is the fucking main guy on that team. There's going to be no more Montgomery going 700 to 1,000 yards each season.
Yep. And no more Algier for Bijan also.
Who's his backup? Oh, Brian
Robinson. Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Who's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not terrible. He showed that he could play when he was on the Commanders.
Yep. Okay, one more philosophical decision. JSN or Puka?
JSN.
They're both target dominators.
JSN.
Yep.
Hell.
So my big question with JSN is, and I'm on the JSN side too. Are the Seahawks going to be the same team without Clint Kubiak? Is that efficiency going to keep up?
No, they're not going to be the same team. You can't expect them to be the same team because it's going to be an entire different offensive coaching plan. The entire book. You have just going into a season like this, and this is just regular like football fan speaking, you have to expect the book to completely fucking change for what he's going to be throwing out. Now, as far as fantasy goes, he is still going to be the number one decision. He is still going to be the guy that they want to get the ball in his hands, and he is still going to be the guy that after the catch is a fucking maniac. So, overall, is Puka a fucking maniac as well? Puka is such a fucking maniac. They had to put him somewhere so they could calm him the fuck down. He's a great fucking wide receiver. Never know when he's going to go off the rails. When he goes off the rails in the fucking game, he's going to fucking go. It's going to be amazing what he does. But JSN is just, there's nobody that could take. Puka's got Adams. Oh, Adams is old. He just scored fucking 14 touchdowns last year. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about him being old. He's a fucking animal. When you've got a red zone target like Adams on your fucking team, you cannot expect Puka to fucking do for fantasy what you want him to do. Now, is he going to be great for fantasy? Correct, he is going to. But he's going to have different numbers than JSN will because of that man being Adams, if people didn't realize what I was talking about.
I think Stafford could throw for enough yards to keep Puka at this elite level. And I think if as long as
Puka's still going to be the wide receiver one on that team. I'm not taking that away from him.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying I don't think he's going to be a JSN wide receiver one.
Yeah, I have concerns about Puka health, and I mean he went to rehab this offseason, so I just have concerns about him just being a psycho. So it's like I'll take the steady vet JSN.
Yeah, if you want to throw it in our face and you want to go numbers wise, you look at Puka in his 3 seasons, 1486 on 105, 990 on 79, 1715 on 129 with 6, 3, and 10. And then if you look at JSN, you're looking at 628 on 63, 1130 on 100, and 1793 on 119. The guy had 10 less receptions and he had more yardage. That's more yardage by a little, by a game, by a half a game for both of them. That's a half a game for both of them. So, but his touchdowns 4, 6, 10. So they're like relatively the same in fucking everything. And
you want to hear an absolutely crazy stat, Jeff?
Talk to me.
You might not even believe it when I say it.
Talk to me. What do you got?
Puka Nacua is the NFL career leader for receiving yards per game. All time.
Will it be the same after his 4th season? Again, I'm not taking anything away from him. He was 10 yards away from having 1,000 plus his first 3 years into the fucking NFL. His fucking rookie season, he had 1,486 yards.
Yep.
He's on a whole entire different elite level. I think JSN has built up. So Puka started on that elite level. JSN has been building himself up year after year. And then finally the year he's not behind DK Metcalf is the year that he decides to show all of his fucking cards. He didn't even show all of his cards. He's probably got more of them. He might have something up his sleeve that we haven't seen yet that he's going to fucking pull out this year. You don't know. He's still young. He can fucking do it. He's only 24 years old. Like, what the fuck are we? We're talking about 2 guys, 25 and 24. And, dude, I could talk about this shit all fucking day because they're both going to prove themselves as being a dominant target that you want on your team. We are just saying that we would prefer to have JSN because of the difference between the 2 of them and what he's capable of after the catch.
Do you have Jamar Chase above both of them?
Above both of them? For what it's worth, I'll lower my voice so that you have to listen to me when I'm fucking saying this. This is going to be a hot take. This is a hot Hot take. Everybody get ready for this. If these two guys come even fucking close to what they did last year, I don't even think fucking Jamar Chase is going to be at the spot that he's in, that he's projected to be in the draft this year, next year. I don't see it. Jamar Chase could get 1,500 fucking yards with 14 touchdowns this year. But if these two guys do this exact same thing they both did last season, this season again, why the fuck would you take him above them? Because he's going to get more of the fucking fantasy points through the touchdowns?
So you're on the clock. Are you taking JSN over Jamar Chase?
I think, man, if I was Alex, I would say yes. But I think for me, because of what my arguing stance is, I need one more year with both of these guys. I want to see them. I mean, Jeff, they've been at that top tier since they fucking started. JSN has built himself up to that top tier. Puka got thrown into that top tier his fucking rookie season, and he had to thrive. He was thrown in with the Sharks, and he had to survive and thrive while doing it. And he did that, and he proved it. And then he did it again the fucking next year with less fucking. He had rookie season, he had 160 fucking targets. The year after that, he had 106, and he still almost had 1,000 yards. So he's. Oh my god, dude!
Here's what I'll say about Jamar real quick.
I'm making myself want to go Puka over JSN. Jesus Christ!
It's a hard choice. It really is, because Puka, if you're talking just football and you're not talking personalities, you're not talking any of that, injuries, any of that, Puka is a better choice than JSN. But correct. JSN just has the steady sort of feel to him, where he feels like there's no problems. Here's what I'll say about Jamar Chase. In 2024, Jamar Chase had 1,700 yards and 17 touchdowns. He's shown that he has game-breaking upside. Both of these guys have league-winning upside, but not game-breaking upside like Jamar. So that's what I'm going to take Jamar's.
So what you're saying is that they need to get to that game-breaking level in order to actually hit the same notes that Chase is hitting.
Yeah, either Chase needs to take a step back, or these guys need to take a step forward. And until then, I'm taking Chase over.
I'm going to say it again. It's that hot take. If these guys do the exact same fucking thing this season, they could be in the same fucking talk that they're in for, that Chase is in every single year, number 1 or number 2 pick.
All right, we're going to keep this last one very short. Chase Brown or Devon Achane?
Yeah, we're going to keep it short, but they're the exact same fucking guy when you look at all the numbers. I hate it when you do this shit to me. I fucking... Last thing we're talking about, these guys are real close in everything they do. They're both fucking run heavy, but they both fucking could get over 500 yards receiving every single year. All right, so we're talking about Chase Brown. Yeah, Devon Achane and fucking Chase Brown.
Better player, worse offense. Chase Brown, worse player, better offense. What do you think?
All right, so if we're going off of fucking stats alone, I'm just going to fucking read them off. Achane first, rushing, 800, 907, 1350 with 8, 6, and 8 touchdowns. Receptions, 197 yards, 592 yards, 488 yards with 3, 6, and 4. Then you look at Chase, 179. He only had 44 attempts, but 179, 990, and 1019 with 0, 7, and 6. And then receptions, 156. He only had 14. 360 and 437 with 1, 4, and 5. Those numbers, you take away that rookie season with Chase, because he was clearly not. That was a Joe Mixon year. So he was clearly not the fucking main running back on the team at that time. You take away that year and you just do the last 2 seasons for both of them. They're basically the exact same fucking kind of running back, because they both play both sides of the balls, and they play both sides of the balls, plural. They play both sides of the ball, and Jack is doing this shit just to fucking make this last to 2 hours. This is it. It's hard. It's hard to say who you're gonna fucking say is the one you want to take for both of this. Achane has no more McDaniels. He's on the Chargers as an OC. So, and oh my God, and all the shit that I've said about fucking Chase Brown. Oh man, Jack, I don't. I would go with Chan, but then you've got Malik Willis who likes to run the ball as well, and he's the quarterback that's controlling the game on the offensive side. So I'm like, he's an elite player, but is this quarterback going to try and prove himself to show that his time as a Dolphin is going to be an important time for fans like Alex? I mean, we don't know. Will I say a Chan over Brown? I will, because I don't think Brown is going in the first round, but I do think a Chan has a solid chance in a 12-man league of going in those top 12.
They're almost going in the exact same spot.
Yeah, I mean, if a Chan's going 12, Brown's probably going 14. So
my main problem with Chase Brown is last year with Joe Burrow, with no competition, people were talking about dropping him for the first like 4 weeks of the season because he was just doing bad. And that's because
and then he ended up with over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, and then he caught fire. They started using him more, and I'm scared that he's just not good enough to overcome anything. I'm scared of the Dolphins' offense too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not scared of HN's talent. I think that they'll use HN. This is one of the rare cases I'll go with the better player on the way worse team. Because I just believe in the talent. Just like the same way I believe the Bijan talent. They're just so good that you have to give them the ball.
I'm not going to take away from that. I'll agree with you 100% over. So I would take a Chan in that spot.
Well, Jeff, it's been a long show as always. Fantasy Dad Duo signing out.
We'll talk to you later, guys.